So wait, hold on a second here. Pause. If you're the Garen guy, I'm looking at the email right now. Just to be clear, there is nothing on, there's no attachment, there's nothing, and there's no other email associated with it. You gotta submit that to me again. Drake, thank you so much for the sub, dude. Alright, so alright. Trying to wake up here. Trying to get mentally there. Isaac, thanks for 3 months, buddy. Okay, so let's get our overlay rocking. We got new overlays because Vicarian did them. I don't know if you guys remember that. We had an overlay crisis because for some reason our overlays got really fucky on the new patch. Like we had overlays that were rocking, and then one day they just got all fucked up, which didn't make much sense. What the hell? Those ones look worse. Why? Hold on. What is going on with these? Hold on a second. This is immersion breaking. Okay, there we go. It's like this is absolutely immersion breaking. What the fuck is this? Dude. Sorry, y'all. I'm just trying to understand what is happening with these. Overlays. I just don't understand. I don't get it. They're literally trolling me with this. Like, okay, Riot used to have a very easy time with these portraits, but now they're all jacked up again. So I don't know, dude. It's a work in progress for us. Okay. God damn it. Alright, so we got Windu here. We're gonna be doing some coaching. Trying to knock a couple of these out before I have to go early today. Because, my life is very busy this past week. But tomorrow everything should be squared away. Tomorrow we should be back to normalcy.
30 seconds until minions spawn.
Okay. What I'm going to be looking for, I'm going to try to find your op.gg. We got to find that shit. Oops, wrong thing. This is EU West. Hold on a second, and you're with McTitties? Let me see. We'll find McTitties real quick. So what I'm looking for right now is I am trying to find... You changed your name to Joe? Jesus, how am I supposed to keep up with all this shit on the fly anyways? So you went 3, 1, and 30 and lost. How is that humanly possible to do. What happened here? Why do you have Gathering Storm? Why do you have Gathering Storm, and why? What is all this? Your runes are jacked up, my friend. That's the first thing. That's the first thing that I noticed right away. So, essentially, what I want to see. I mean, first big cringe from me is the fact that you don't have Ignite. You've got a Misfortune Lulu. Like, there's nothing worse right now in this patch than Misfortune Lulu. So for some reason, you don't have Ignite, which I disagree with pretty strongly. You also don't have Mana Flow. You don't have Absolute Focus, and you don't have Scorch. If you haven't noticed, every criticism that I have of you revolves around why aren't we taking it, and what is this? Less damage to champions till 10 minutes, Celestial Bodies. So basically, you've gone ahead and taken every aspect that I want to see out of Lulu, which is winning lane, by taking Exhaust, a weaker line on every front. Ultimate Hat's weaker in lane, Transcendence weaker in lane, Gathering Storm's weaker in lane, Celestial Body's weaker in lane, and well, that's pretty much it. All those things combined, you're weaker in lane for no reason other than just you're noobing out or something. I don't know. Now, you have two options here. Obviously, I say drop Futures Market. Just go with the Magical Footwear. You don't need Futures Market. I mean, this is debatable. You can argue with me on this one. You could say, well, fuck you, NEACE. I'm doing this. But either way, you're going to have to go up here and either get Biscuits or either get Perfect Timing. Probably in a lane like Zyra, Biscuits are pretty good because you're going to take damage no matter what. But in my eyes, I'm sitting here, and then, yeah, he starts Q. I don't know why we're starting Q. That's pretty silly. We should be starting E, and we should be obviously Emax. As for the items themselves, I mean, we'll get into this later. The itemization, in my opinion, looks fine. I think you know, Ardent still flies pretty well right now on Lulu, I think. And then here, you go Locket over Redemption first. I'm pretty much always going Redemption over Locket first, but again, that's a debate for later on. Other than that, your itemization looks good. Everything, to me, it looks fucked, though, in terms of lane dominance, which, again, what elo are we in? What elo are we in? We are in Silver. We are in Noob elo. Newbie Town. You are in Newbie Town. So you playing this way and you taking these passive starts is only going to make your laning worse. So here you get a First Blood. Then you guys invade in. Warwick was admiring the scenery. Any reason to consider Cosmic Insight for extra CDR? Yeah, he can do that. He can do that. That's fine. But basically, I don't want him doing shit like Gathering Storm and Transcendence. What is this game? I guess I could see why the Q start happened a little bit. But, I don't know. I'm, again, not in love with it. Look at Morgana Jungle go. So for some, you know, our Misfortune gets a First Blood but doesn't even cash it in, which is kind of crappy. You need to fight for some auto attacks. When I watch my supports play, one of the first things that I'm going to see is whether or not they're accumulating an HP lead. You need to accumulate an HP lead early while the lane's pushing forward. And that means, yes, trading some damage, which is just outrageous for most low elo supports. Look at this. Look at this shit. Ready? You step in to the Lucian. You Q him. You hit the slow. Now, I'm looking at these minions here, and I'm thinking he's going to want to farm these. But notice how your default Your default, as soon as you hit that slow, Zyra's not even in position, you immediately run back. Why? Why are we running back? As a support, we get more sustain than the AD carry. In like 99% of cases, taking a... I'm not saying go in here and int and trade auto attacks permanently or anything, but I'm saying step in there because you know he's going to want to farm creeps, and you can pressure him, auto him once, and then back away. Zyra's not even in position to do anything to you at this moment. So just quick auto attack and then back up. And you're thinking, oh, well, Lulu auto attacks are weak. I don't give a shit. I don't give a shit, because how are we going to be killing people? How are we going to dominate lane or get any kills in lane if we don't put the heat on our lane opponent? Especially when we have, you know, behind us we have 3 HP pots plus the shield that we're going to get later, plus the lanes pushing forward, plus we have the poke. We have superior poke range. Fucking step in there and dish out some damage. Now, would I be saying this if Zyra was standing right here? No, right? I'm not going to say that to you. I'm not going to say go ahead and trade. I'm saying it because we're taking advantage of our opponent, the Lucian and the Zyra. The Zyra sitting way back behind the minions and not trying to protect the ADC or trade, while you're already pressuring this guy. He's not even stepping in and trying to deny that, so fucking lay into him. See, notice how he wants to farm? These are 2 auto attacks that we could force him to take. Level 2 spike, look where you're standing. Minions pushing forward, look where you're standing. Relentless, dude. You have to be relentless in these games. You have to play faster. Right here, look. Zyra steps up. Miss Fortune's about to get level 2. And look where you're standing. You didn't even think, oh, I should really be stepping up here on the level 2 spike. Too passive. Go in there, poke. Throw some poke at her. Look at this. Not even trying to land damage. Throw some poke down. See how frustrating this is to me? What do I say? The game's a ticking time bomb. I say it all the time on the stream. I say game is a ticking time bomb. If you don't land the damage, they will land the damage on you. Now here, this is just opposing bot lane being goofy. Just derping. Not landing poke damage, they're just committing all in before Zyra even has skills or plants up or anything. Also, if Zyra ignites the Misfortune, this fight's a little bit closer, I think. A lot a bit closer. But she misclicked. Yeah, let's back up and look at the fight. So the snare goes down. If you notice, this is a really good argument for why I say take ignite in these lanes. You didn't even do a fantastic job of poking or anything early levels. Like, you were super passive. You hit maybe one skill shot, maybe, and yet that trade still goes massively in your favor, obviously, because enemy bot lane overplays the shit out of it and your minions and all that. Also, what you're doing here, now you decide to loosen up, this is garbage, in my opinion. The wave is pushing out and your ADC is super fucking low. Also, you guys have no summoners, so if the enemy jungle comes down, which you'll have no idea, you guys are fucking dead. So look where you're standing, it makes no sense. So, the time where you should have pressured, you were like a super passive grapefruit, and you didn't have any initiative. And then the only reason you have initiative here is because you see health bars low. That's the only reason. Nothing about what you're doing here, though, makes sense. You're pushed up over the minion wave versus a bursty 2v1. So like if Zyra hits a snare, if she hits an E on you, you're literally dead. Like you're dead. There's no you're at least losing flash. So now you're like trying to do all this fancy pants zoning shit, and the only reason you're getting away with it is partially confidence and partially because the Zyra's brain dead and doesn't understand that he can just... He can literally just E you and then you're dead. We're pushing into the tower, going back to the base. Take a break in the base. What do we got here? So item looks good to me. Yeah, I would upgrade that, and then probably the boots. I mean, the boots delay our sightstone a little bit. How much gold did we have? I'm gonna back. Let's see. Wait. God damn it. Okay. I guess I'm fine with it. Okay. Beats my niece, boys. Okay, let's talk about whatever this was from the Morgana. What is wrong with this picture right now? What is all this? You're stepping over minions to chase a champ. Did he even use his dash in front of us? Why are we so confident? He didn't. Yeah, I don't care what Morgana's doing. She's making, like, you shouldn't be anywhere near that. Look how much HP we just lost. Why are we jumping over minions, chasing a Lucian who's a level ahead of us with a champion that is literally skill shot reliant, who doesn't have a buff? Do you understand how bad this whole gank is? Look at this. There is no buff. This guy has no red buff. He's not level 4, so he hasn't cleared his jungle. We're stepping over minions. Lucian hasn't used his gap close. Now we're on the up. Now we're in enemy minions at this point. Even if we hit this magical binding, which by this point, how is that binding ever going to hit? That was the most ridiculous shit ever. So basically you encourage that gank just by your body language. And there, Zyra obviously gets out of line. You just barely sneak out of the death. And again, obviously Lulu, Misfortune, one of the strongest bot lanes going. So it would make sense that we would win most 2v2s. And would also make me rage at you more for not taking Ignite. So a lot of this seems very random to me. Like, the reason that you have any kills is purely luck, and it doesn't have anything to do with any control that you had on this game. At least in lane. I want to see what the hell just happened. This Morgana is garbage. Whatever. You guys are winning purely off of the fact that this first off, you guys' lane is super strong. Second off, the Zyra that you're facing is incredibly bad and doesn't know how to combo. So basically every trade she just gets chunked out. So now you decide to roam to mid. This is strange to me. So let's back up. Pause right here. Okay, I'm all for these like little roams or whatever, but this one makes no sense to me because your misfortune is backing and you should be staring at bot lane the whole time. And if you looked at bot lane, you would say, oh, all this XP is dead and no one's there to get. You should be here. This is more important than your little cheesy roam up to mid. Also, mid is winning. Like, your mid is up, so that you don't need to make this play. And honestly, if I have to choose between this play and then collecting, now if the lane was like frozen or something and you didn't feel comfortable moving down there, I don't really know. I mean, that would be the only time that I could justify this, but look at this farm. Look at this tower, even. Tower is gonna, like, you're probably gonna lose first tower in a lane that you guys are killing because you're just running around the map randomly. You just left. You're like, yeah, fuck it. I don't need a tower. And I definitely don't need XP because I just gave up solo XP. If you look, if you did nothing but just sit at that tower and collect solo XP, you would discourage them from hitting the tower. You would discourage enemy bot lane from hitting the tower. And furthermore, you'd have more XP, which is a precious commodity. Zyra's ahead of you in XP right now because of that random ass roam that you did. Play around the minions. The minions are everything. Look at this Zyra's random ass ult too. Oh my god, look at this shit. Look at this ultimate battle. You guys ready for this? Look at the final showdown of bot lanes right now. Watch this, dude. This shit is classic. I don't even know what was going on there. If that Zyra, like, just hits her ult, that's what I'm saying. I feel like this entire lane, you are winning because this Zyra has absolutely no idea what she's doing, like, at all. Not even on, like, a baseline, I use my champion level. And then you guys back. You back. Without pushing, even though you just won. You didn't ping to push, nothing. You just backed. And look, Zyra comes out here and is like, ooh, goody. So, even though you guys won the trade, big story of this replay, you guys winning the trade meant very little. You guys even getting kills meant very little because your tower is almost gone. You haven't even touched the enemy's tower yet. Oh, here's our random roam to mid. Okay. Alright, we're here. We're doing it. That Morg somehow misses that fucking Q. Oh my god, this is a mess. You just gave up bot tower. Pretty confident. This is the replay to me. This is the replay to me. I don't know what is going on. I think this should have been the freest fucking game on the planet. But we literally are losing objectives to a lane that we beat, and we didn't even do anything to beat them. They beat themselves. They literally they wanked. They wanked and yanked themselves right before our very eyes, and we were like, wow, you guys can have our tower. Because you guys are indecent exposees. Why did we run to mid randomly over and over again? Why didn't we take Ignite in a lane that we can beat? Why did we take scaling runes? Why did we not poke at all? Why do we not push lanes after we kill our lane? Or try to push, or encourage a push? Everything about the way you're playing, you are literally playing... You're doing less than a passive support. You are not only a passive support, but you just literally gave up your tower level 1. Like, you just gave it up. It wasn't like you passively let it fall. You left, did nothing of value elsewhere, helped a lane that didn't even need help before you even got your tower down. Guys, bot lane is about take the bottom tower, go to the top tower, go to the mid tower, or take the bot tower, go to the mid tower, go to the top tower. It is never about... The only time that you can justify roaming is when you are pushed in. When you're pushed in and you can't do anything on bot lane. Did this bot lane strike you guys as a lane that we could not take advantage of based on the fact that, you know, these guys have died to us already for free with very minimal effort? You saw it. I mean, I criticized this dude's auto attacks, everything, and the enemy bot lane still died to us a bunch. What do you do if you're losing bot? Like, if you lose a tower, do you go top? You don't go top. You don't go top. Your bot laner freezes, and then your support is going to run around the map and mirror and try to figure out good fights or to stop sieges. And the bot lane, the ADC will freeze, because if the bot lane tries to push in or dive or do some dumb shit, they'll get collapsed on by your jungle and your mid and your support and all that shit. Or your top lane will TP. I mean, there's so many get out of jail free cards if the enemy bot lane decides to push into the tier 2, which is why after you take the first tower, you're supposed to go and knock out the other towers. The goal with bot lane is to win your lane. You can win it in a variety of ways. Like, you don't have to rush the tower down. You don't have to burn the tower down. That's not necessarily a requirement. It's just, it's a good habit. If you've already killed your enemy bot lane, you know, 2 or 3 times or whatever, you take the tower down, and then you... So let's say we're on... let's say we're blue team, just for the purposes of discussion, because I think this is an important topic anyways, because Vindu here ran around the map and is doing these roams and shit. The roams don't mean anything unless your wave is pushed. You don't just roam and give up XP to do it. It needs to either be like, as the minions are hitting the tower, you should be showing up. Like, when I play Bard, like, my roams are about quickly, like, I quickly move up, do something, and quickly get the fuck back. It should never, and it should always play off whether the wave is pushed. And if the wave is pushed here, say the minions are here, and you're like, we can't get anything done here, and you know, mid is pushed up, then I would be on board. I'd be like, good roam. Good. Mid is pushed. You've pressured the enemy bot lane, and now you're roaming up. That's pressure. This is just you mindlessly roaming to the middle of the map and then, like, hoping shit works. So if you're like, what's the goal of bot lane then? The goal of bot lane is you kill your bot lane, get this tower down, go up here, back, start pinging Darius, say we're coming. Darius can stay, because after you win the tower, let's say the enemy bot lane, let's say the wave pushes to here, just organically, like, you take the tower, you have a big wave pushing, and the wave lands here. Your opponent, the Lucian, freezes the wave here. Meanwhile, you guys are running up. By the time that the enemy sees that you guys have rotated to top, the wave is here. So in order for them to get all the way to your tower, they're going to have to push all the way out, buying you time to 1v3 or 2v3 or 2v4 or whatever, depending on whose junglers are where. This tower falls, you push in, then you can back, or you don't even have to push in, you just knock down the tower, you can back and then start sieging mid. If you want. Also, alternatively, say you take the tower and your jungler's here, you can take dragon too. But again, I don't really like focusing on the dragons, because the dragons don't change much for me. The dragons don't change the landscape of the game for me unless they're like an infernal or maybe a water dragon, you could argue. But either way, the goal is supposed to be bot lane wins. Like the lane that most regularly, I have no statistics, I make them up, I don't read books, okay? I'm just speaking purely off of like solo queue Smurf experience. I'm sure the data would show though, if you did the research on it, pretty sure the data would show that bot lane's tower is always one or the other is the first one to fall. So if you can make any bet in a ranked game, guys, if you can take any bet in a ranked game, it is that a bot lane tower will fall first. The reason why, there's two, that lane snowball is harder. Jungle impact, there's a dragon down there that people want to win. A lot of gangbangs happen bot side, and not to mention the fact that ADs are very, very fast to take towers, especially like Tristana, Caitlyn, shit like that. So you're gonna lose the bottom tower. Someone's gonna lose their tower, and very regularly that bot lane's responsibility will become who has better rotation. Low elo, the better you are at understanding the framework of the game, take bot tower, move to top, take top tower, take mid tower, take rift, take another tower with rift. You know what that means? You've got thousands of global gold going to your team, and that's a huge, that's the exit velocity right there. That's the we are leaving, we've given our team the best possible chance financially to propel through this fucking game, no matter how good or bad or whoever, whatever's going on in this team. We're gonna have that. We're gonna have that exit velocity, right? We're gonna be able to get the fuck out of this game with all those things, with the rift, with the early towers, with the all that. So that's the goal with bot lane. Here we're giving our tower away first. Now, for the purposes of the lesson, I think this is unacceptable. This should have never happened with a winning lane. I just want to see what the enemy bot lane does with their lead. Now here, obviously, Lucian immediately does the noob thing where he starts pushing out to tier 2. Let's see if he does it again. Let's see if we get bailed out.
Red team's turret has been
So you guys decide to do dragons, again without pushing anything though. So what I'm seeing here, I feel like you as a support have no idea that you need to like shove lanes and pressure towers. This is textbook. Look, every time I look, the enemy bot lane has lane control over you guys. That's not good. So you're putting wards down. What's our vision looking like? You're running to the top of the map. Why? This rotation makes no sense. You're not going to the upper left corner of the map randomly to hit towers. You're staying near your ADC at this stage. You're staying near the bulk of your team. You don't run off and do these little side pushes. This is how you get into weird scenarios that make no sense. Because you are not going to be you're not going to be breaking the tower with the mid laner. It's just not going to happen. Look at this ridiculousness right now. Zed just held you guys topside 2v1. Why does he hold you 2v1? Because you can't do anything. You can't dive. You can't hit the tower fast enough. There's literally no reason for you to be standing towards the top. This is just one of those moments as support. Once the lane phase is over, and to be fair, the lane phase is over because of some dumb shit you did, which is why I want the lane phase to be over on our terms, not on the enemy's terms. But either way, the supports linger towards mid after lane phase. They linger towards mid after lane phase. They linger towards objectives. They only show up really with the bulk of their team to do sieging and all that. So here, you're floating around with this Orianna. Doesn't make a lot of sense to me. Because I'm sitting here thinking like, okay, while this is happening, Lucian's pushing bottom and taking yet another objective. And no one's holding it, you included. This is hurting me. So you flash ult to Darius, keeping him alive. You need to ping this bot tower now and get it down. I mean, it's literally a free objective. A huge wave pushing down. There's like no objective focus in this game. Our comp can't take towers for shit anyways. We have Darius, who sucks at taking towers quickly. We have Misfortune, sucks at taking towers quickly. So you guys start baroning. This is just a straight up fiesta. Anybody can get this fucking Baron right now.
Shut down.
And now we're in Mario Party land because the enemy team gets Baron. So at this point, I just think I didn't see a clear identity from you this game, and I think this is a pretty good stopping point. The reason I say that is because for the first 20 minutes, I have no idea. You did not show me that you had a plan at all. Everything that you did in this game was it encompassed whatever else, like idiot junglers ganking at a bad time. I guess I'm following it. My mid's top for some reason. I guess I'm following it. I'm taking exhaust. I guess I'm just gonna lose lane. I'm taking Gathering Storm in my runes. I guess I'm just gonna lose lane. I'm roaming to mid for some reason. I guess I'm losing my tower. Like there was no identity here. There was no. I mean, yeah, maybe there was a plan with the roams, maybe, but either way, the roams have to be off the back of lane shoving like this. Like if the lane's shoving, roaming to a different lane makes sense. But when I look and the first thing I see is you're late to lane because of over leashing. Look at this fucking leash. Look how long you leash. We talk about this all the time on the stream. You can't miss XP for a leash. You cannot. I do not give a flying fuck about my teammates here. Give him like, you know, 500, 600 HP leash and get into your lane and win it. Win your lane. Don't do this fancy roam shit. Don't do this passive play shit. I preach ignite all the time on this stream. You might be able to get me to say exhaust if you're playing a champion like Janna or something. I mean, just something, or like it's like an incredibly ridiculous kill lane like a Jarvan Leona or some shit. I don't know. Like, you might be able to sell, but you can't. In silver gold, you cannot go into these lanes thinking that your opponents are better than you, man. You just can't. It's not gonna work. You are literally leaving the game up to chance. You might as well be going into these games and just grabbing one of the, like, what is it? That's what it is right there, dude. Can I build a wheel? Like, who, like, this is what it is right here. Who wins the game? Top, mid, bottom, support, jungle. We'll put AD. Fuck it. Let's see what happens. Okay. So this is how this game looked to me. Okay, someone won. Some lane won and decided the game. That's what it's like. That's how this game views, like, this. That's how this entire experience just played out to me. You sat back in the lane. You didn't get your level 2 power spike. You didn't play for it. You didn't push the lane. You didn't take ignite. You took a passive scaling rune in a snowball meta, and then we just clicked this thing, and then I guess we won. I guess we lost. Right? Like, that's it. I'm trying to avoid that. The cool thing about Lulu is we actually win like every fucking lane that is thrown at us in low elo. I don't even play Lulu. I guarantee you give me a silver account and ignite, I will literally, without any experience on Lulu whatsoever, purely off of fundamentals and a pro builds, I will run into that lane and shit on it. I don't want my coaching clients to not be pressuring level 2 and not challenging. At that point, once we start going ham on the lane, then I can go into other details, which I do on these streams if I see them crushing lane. If I see someone crushing lane, I've had plenty of people that have been winning their lane, and then we go, okay, your rotation here is whack because of X, Y, and Z. This was just Mario Party to me. Okay? That's my grievance with this whole replay. So, what did I say? Let's go back over it. Runes need to be fixed. Scorch, absolute focus, basically drop all the passivity in the runes. Focus on winning the lane in the first 5 to 10 minutes. Win the lane convincingly. Stop running around the map unless your lane is pushing. Unless you've shoved and battled and poked somebody out, stop running around the map, because all you're doing is, if the lane is pushing to you and you're roaming to a lane and then running back and recovering damage to your tower. That's dumb. Drop that shit. Okay? As for your build, like I said, your build isn't the problem. And yeah, you didn't die a lot. Whoopie-doo, right? I mean, the way you're playing the game, like, it could have gone either way, from what I could tell. A lot of your lane, like, avoidance of death in lane was just the enemy team didn't even focus you or whatever. And then beyond that, you're just kind of playing in the back and watching your team do stuff. And there was no objective priority here. So those are my biggest takeaways from this replay. Anything beyond when the enemy team gets Baron, I'm just spin the wheel. Who knows? I don't care about that. I care about getting your laning right. So the next time you send me a replay video, I want to see I want to see you in lane with level 2 power spike. I don't want to see this like random you're behind an XP for some fucking reason. That should never happen. The lane, the first 5 minutes is the foundation of the game. Why do you think I preach don't AFK at level 1, all that shit? It's the same reason I say do not overleash. It's the foundation of whether or not your impact is more than a fucking Chinese wheel. Alright? Hope this helps. Cool. YouTube, what up? It's NEACE. Hope you enjoyed the Lulu coaching. Hope it helps you guys out. Love you all very much, and I'll see you for the next one. Alright, I'm out. Peace. Cracks. Thank you so much.